Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Politics on Channels Television. I'm Millicent Walker. On the news this hour, Secretary to the State Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, set to receive the final draft of the report on state policing from the Implementation Committee. "19 northern governors embrace the federal government's National Livestock Transformation Plan. How will this plan reposition the region? We'll find out. Plus, following the verdict at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, the APC expresses readiness to take on the PDP at the Apex Court. On to the program. We begin with news of members of the State Police Implementation Committee presenting the final draft of its report to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation today in Abuja. Our President Muhammad Buhari had earlier received the report on the reform of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad on June the 3rd, 2019. Let's touch down with our correspondent Kayla Megwa as she's covering that presentation for us and brings us details. Kayla, do we have an idea of the contents of that document?
Hi. Okay, so what's just happened right now is that the Senior Executive Course 40 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies in Kuru, they had come up with a report on, how to implement community policing. And they had looked at insecurity in the country between 1999 and 2018. Now, that report, they were asked by Mr. President to come up with that report. But that report is what was being examined by this committee that was set up on the 7th of May in 2019 by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Now, that report was supposed to be submitted 2 months after. However, it's been more than 2 months. However, they've submitted it today. Now, what they're saying is that their findings are showing that there are so many things that need to be added to Nigeria's security infrastructure to ensure that community policing is implemented in the country. And that's why the Inspector General of Police was there. He said he's very excited about this report because now they can implement community policing. So there are two sides of this report. There's the internal security bit of it, and then there's the community policing, which they say is one of the major ways to stop the high level of insecurity, rising level of insecurity, according to the Inspector General of Police in the country. Now, this is a report that many people have been looking forward to, and the findings will be given to the presidency, who will look into that and then release to the public. So that's the procedure. It's just been submitted. A policy document is going to be drawn from it that will be given to the public. So that is the part of it that we're looking forward to. But that report has been submitted today, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, says this is one of the ways that they can tackle rising insecurity in the country.
All right, many thanks, Kayla Megwa, for that update there. Well, in a bid to sustain the peace in Zamfara State, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Nasir Muazu, says the Assembly is more than prepared to ensure peace in the state through stronger legislation that will serve as a deterrent to potential bandits. Speaking to Channels Television in Gusau, the state capital, Mr. Muazu explains that cases of kidnapping, cattle rustling in the state is now a thing of the past. He reaffirmed the commitment of the State Assembly to make legislation that will create a conducive atmosphere for all residents of Zamfara to go about their lawful engagements without fear of molestation.
Committed to see Zamfara State living in a peace by providing law that can protect and stopping people from this banditry action. So we are contributing in one way or the other, and we are still contributing, and we have done well within 100 days as Zamfara State House of Assembly by creating law that anybody who kills somebody, so we are ever ready also to do necessary things to him.
Meanwhile, the Northern Governors Forum say they are not unaware of the security situation in the region, particularly in the northeast. But at their meeting yesterday in Kaduna State, all 19 Northern governors took a firm position by adopting the federal government's National Livestock Transformation Plan to end the clashes between farmers and herders. They also agreed to a resolution which is to implement the entire roadmap of the plan in all member states.
The increasing clashes between farmers and herders have recently become worrisome, especially in wetland areas of the Middle Belt, North Central and southern parts of the country. Such violent conflict between the two parties who are prominent in the country's agricultural sector have escalated in recent times and are spreading southward, thereby threatening the nation's security and stability. On Tuesday, September the 10th, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, inaugurated the National Livestock Transformation Plan at the Gongoshi Grazing Reserve in Mayo Belwa local government area of Adamawa State. The federal government believes that the plan, which is to be implemented in 7 pilot states of Adamawa, Benue, Kaduna, Plateau, Nasarawa, Taraba, and Zamfara, will develop Nigeria's livestock sector and also help to reduce the incessant conflict between herders and farmers. With the launching of the program in Adamawa some days ago, the Northern governors at an emergency meeting in Kaduna today say the stage is set for all the states in the region to key into it.
You are aware of the many attempts to find lasting solutions to the incessant farmer-herder clashes, cattle rustling and associated criminalities such as banditry, kidnapping, among others. As a region that holds a comparative advantage in livestock management as an economic and sociocultural vocation, we need to come up with a common front on how to synergize and draw from the funds available for the program and ensure that we derive maximum benefits for our people.
Although the resolution of the meeting might sound unanimous, the governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom, who was represented at the meeting by his deputy, has a contrary opinion, while his Zamfara State counterpart gives his backing.
Whichever state that has keyed into the program will have it as its own program. In other words, it's going to be owned by the state, even if some help regarding the funding and all that is going to come from the federal government.
My state doesn't have conflict now because I have resolved all the issues. That was my reason of establishing the 3 pilot scheme of Ruga scheme, and we have no problem with them for the state as at now.
As a region made up of 19 states that have their respective local laws on livestock management, some of the stakeholders are watching keenly to see the outcome of the Livestock Transformation Plan in the 7 pilot states.